You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4, and hi there, stranger.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your extended weekend? Couple
I did.
Days off?
I was down in Chicago. A group of friends and I saw Lady Gaga in concert. That was a good time. Great time. It was a Monday night show, Friday night energy.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, her voice is incredible. It was a fun show. Recommend.
Oh, I'm a big fan. Yeah, Lucky Duck, that's great.
How was your time away?
It was great, but we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, glad to have you back.
Very good. Very good to have you here. And let's start with taking a look at the weather.
Our very hot
this?
weather. I would like it maybe a little cooler. I'm ready for some fall soup weather, maybe, Jacob?
It's hard to drink a pumpkin spice latte on a day like today.
Yeah, you got that right. Now, we are going to see some cooler temperatures, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're going to be fall-like. Now, right now, obviously, it's still summer-like in southern Wisconsin. Most of the area in the 80s, but looking off to the west, there are a few 70s and even 60s out in Iowa. The reason for that is there is some shower activity for areas off to the west. Most of the rain right now completely west of the Mississippi, but looking further out, there is quite a bit of rain right now in Iowa, and although it may look like it's going to track into our area, it's only really going to impact areas further to the west. Madison and surrounding areas expected to remain dry, and this rain is also going to dissipate as it closes into Wisconsin. Again, those areas near the Mississippi River definitely could still see some showers, but most of the area will be dry and remain clear through the evening. And as we get into Thursday, a similar forecast will be in store. A chance of rain mainly to the west, with Madison and areas to the south and east staying dry. Also could see that chance of rain to the north. Now, taking a look at this evening, this is for Madison. Like I mentioned, not going to see any of that rain here. We're going to see 70s throughout much of the evening. And then as we head into the overnight hours, a similar forecast to the last couple of nights, lows near 60. A little bit of cloud cover here and there with a lot more cloud cover further west and further to the north. And then tomorrow, does look like it will be the last day of these widespread 80s. Now, we could see a few 80s here and there later in the forecast, but it's not going to be this warm by the time we get to the weekend. I'll talk more in detail about that and show you our chances of rainfall coming up a bit later.
Thank you, Jacob. In Madison, the city's Common Council was one vote short of extending the Dairy Drive homeless encampment contract after a late-night vote. The tiny homes on Dairy Drive served as housing in November of 2021. Roughly 100 people have lived in those temporary homes since it was created. The property, which provides on-site mental health, medical, and social support, costs between $60,000 and $70,000 to maintain. The votes were 10 yes, 11 no. Now occupants will have to leave by next Friday.
An update from the village of DeForest. Alicia Williams will replace Bill Landgraf on the DeForest Village Board. In last night's recall election, Williams received 1,884 votes. Landgraf garnered 260, and Stacy Peterson received 256. The recall was sparked by a board decision in February to remove fluoride from the village water supply, which Landgraf supported. Community members say they began the recall process after they said Landgraf intimidated and harassed them in the wake of that vote. Landgraf denies those claims and calls them politically motivated.
Healthcare workers are often seen as the ones saving lives, but a new program at SSM Health is focusing on saving their own. The Care for Caregiver program is working to address mental health and suicide prevention among staff, recognizing those individuals on the front lines face unique emotional challenges. The program, funded by a grant from Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin and in partnership with the Medical College of Wisconsin, aims to create a toolbox for other high-risk organizations.
A lot of even providers, healthcare professionals, nurses, we don't get a lot of training in school around mental illness. And so I thought if we don't know it, if I didn't know it as a nurse, even though I'm caring for these patients, how are we going to recognize it in ourselves and each other?
SSM Health hopes this approach will inspire similar efforts nationwide, ensuring those who care for others have the support they need themselves.
Bergstrom Automotive is set to host its Drive for a Cure event. It's happening next Friday, the 26th. The event focuses on raising funds for breast cancer research. It will be at Bergstrom Lexus of Madison from 9 to 3, and for every mile driven, $1 will be donated to breast cancer research at the UW W Carbone Cancer Center. Since its start, the Drive for a Cure has raised over $650,000. No advance registration is needed, but drivers must be 21 or older with a valid license. And you can find all the details on channel3000.com.
Deputies in Sauk County say they've identified those involved in a deadly crash at Devil's Lake State Park. Jamison Rustin, a 24-year-old Madison man, died as a result of the crash. On Sunday, Rustin and two others were in a Ford Mustang on the one-way leaving the park when they lost control, hit multiple trees, and crashed into a tree. Rustin died at the scene. The two others appear to still be in critical condition.
An update to a story we've been following for several days, the report of a missing girl in Oregon. Police say 17-year-old Cadence Lee has been found safe and returned to her parents. Officers say Wauwatosa's police department and Wisconsin's Division of Criminal Investigation helped with that search.
New data finds traffic deaths are down by more than 8% this year. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration released early estimates for the first half of 2025, which found just more than 17,000 people died in car crashes between January and June. And that's down from more than 18,600 in that same time period last year. The decline happened even with more miles traveled on U.S. roads this year.
Well, set a reminder on your phone. Don't forget, tomorrow the Madison Call for Action team is holding a telethon dedicated to solving your whatever consumer-related problems you have. And our Michelle Renee Quinn will be hosting that telethon from 4 to 6:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. The Call for Action volunteers will be here in the building so that they can take action on your behalf. And as always, you can call for action every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1. The number is there on your screen, or you can submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action.
Next on Live at 4, after years of planning and meetings, the Woodman Sports and Convention Center is becoming a reality.
Josh Spreiter is live in the 608 at the new building with all of the different amenities it has to offer, and when you can get a first peek at the facility.
And it's time to enjoy the last of this end of summer heat as a cool down and some showers bring us closer to fall feeling temperatures.
Plus, the Brewers postseason tickets are going on sale soon. We'll tell you when and where you can get them after an awe-striking season.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
In the 608, there's a brand new sports and convention center set to officially open this weekend in Rock County.
Very exciting. Josh Spreiter is in Janesville with a sneak peek.
Well, we are outside the brand new Woodman Sports and Convention Center that is set to open this weekend in Janesville. And joining us now is the general manager, Tony Theory. Tony, good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for having us out. This has to be so exciting for you as the general manager to really see this come together.
Oh, for sure. It's very exciting to get to this week.
What is this really bringing to the community?
Opportunity, with it being multi-purpose, the ability for events all the way to basketball, pickleball, volleyball, hockey. It's just got so much variety that it opens up a lot of possibilities.
I mean, this facility is huge. There's a little bit of something for everyone. And why is it so important for the community of Janesville to have something like this?
Just the public entity to have that, and then you know, bringing in outside tournaments to help the overall economy of Janesville is a huge thing.
So this is going to be something that the public will be able to check out this weekend. How is the grand opening celebration going to work?
We're going to have the convention space is going to be divided into 4 different spaces. We'll have a space to kind of display the meeting and convention style. We'll have a space for volleyball, pickleball, basketball, and then we'll have public skating open. Test out the ice and get on there, and then we're trying to display all the user groups.
And this will be where the Janesville Jets will be playing as well, so there's a lot to be excited about.
Very much, yep.
You know, when you look at a space like this, to be able to have not only an ice rink, but you have the convention center, you have this mixed-use space in one area, I mean, that's pretty special.
For sure. It's all about the opportunity for the city, opportunity for the residents, and just the options it opens up.
And this is going to be obviously for the public. So if people are interested in checking out the space, if obviously they're going to come to the grand opening celebration, what do they need to know?
come in, we'll have a table up front. We'll have passports set up. You'll get it's kind of a map, a guide. It brings you into all the major spaces of the facility. You get a stamp, and then at the end, you get a prize.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Well, Tony, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you'd like to learn more about the Woodman Sports and Convention Center, again, their grand opening celebration is this weekend. Just go to the story up on channel3000.com. In Janesville, Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Very nice. Thanks, Josh. Let's get a look at our first storm forecast. Temperatures have been above normal, but will this 80-degree weather continue, Jacob?
All good things must come to an end, right, Jacob, eventually?
Yeah, we are going to see the 80s come to an end, but not until later in the week. We're still going to have one more day of the 80s for tomorrow, and then it's going to lead to some on and off chances of rainfall throughout the weekend and into early next week, with 70s expected for highs throughout the weekend and for next week as well. Now, taking a look at the chance of rain, Madison and areas to the east, not expected to see anything throughout the night, but areas to the west definitely could see some of those showers. Also, areas to the north could see some of that rainfall. And early and for the day on Thursday, we're going to kind of continue to see that. Not much rain for Madison and areas to the east, but we will see some of those showers off to the west. Thursday night, we may start to see some of that rain drift to the east, but early Friday, we're still going to have the best chance of rain for areas off to the west. But once we get a little bit later into the day on Friday, I do expect to see the chance of rain impact Dane County and most of the area. And then this is going to continue into Friday night. And from there, really throughout the weekend, we're just going to see the chance of on and off showers and thunderstorms. So continuing forward, looking at the weekend rainfall forecast, more showers and storms are expected for Saturday afternoon and evening, and then maybe drying out a little bit for the overnight hours, but then picking back up once we get to Sunday. Now, most of the rain does look to be in the form of showers, but definitely we're going to see a few thunderstorms as well. And this may continue into Monday on top of that before we do look to dry out a little bit for next week. Now, during all of this, we are going to see those temperatures fall. 70s are in the forecast for Friday and the weekend and next week as well. But if we look at the normal high, which is 73, I mean, these highs that we're going to see for the weekend next week still above normal, just not quite as warm as what we are going to see for, or what we have seen and what we're going to continue to see for tomorrow. Now, before we show you the 10-day forecast, we have the Badger football game this Saturday, and there is a good chance of rainfall. Thankfully, the temperatures are going to be good, and it looks like the better chance of rain will be in the form of showers versus thunderstorms, with a better chance of storms coming a little bit later in the day, but still there is a good chance of rainfall. Again, thankfully the temperatures are going to be good. I wouldn't expect to see a complete washout, as the rain will likely be on and off during the game, but just be aware there is a very good chance of rain for the Badger football game Saturday. But as we get to next week, that rain chance does kind of decrease. We will start to see some small chances of rain for Monday and Tuesday as well. But once we get towards the end of next week, it looks like we'll dry out a bit with those highs still in the 70s.
All right, Jacob, that's a nice, graceful transition down.
We'll take it.
Instead of going off a cliff at this time of the year that sometimes happens. Thank you, Jacob. The True North Music and Food Festival is coming to the Duck Pond this month. It's scheduled for Saturday, September 27th, and it features some of Madison's best chefs, restaurants, and finest emerging local and regional music. Our Madison Magazine is a very proud sponsor of this event. Tickets can be found at truenorthfest.com and start at $15. $2 from each ticket, by the way, will benefit Domestic Abuse Intervention Services and the Dane County Food Collective.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Today, the Federal Reserve issued its first interest rate cut since last December. It was widely expected, and today it happened. Policymakers voted to cut its key interest rate 0.25 percentage point and signaled that two more cuts are likely later this year. The reduction means it's slightly cheaper to borrow money, bringing down rates for credit card interest and car loans. The long-awaited move follows continued warning signs about hiring.
Well, the numbers on Wall Street today as investors react to the rate cut from the Fed. The Dow was up 260 points. The Nasdaq dropped 72. The S&P 500 is down 6.5 points. The Brewers are gearing up for October baseball, and postseason tickets go on sale next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Write that down. Fans can purchase single game tickets for the Wild Card and Division Series online or at the American Family Field ticket office, with all tickets delivered digitally through the MLB Ballpark app. Parking passes will also be available during checkout. Refunds will be issued for any unplayed games, and the team warns fans to avoid third-party sellers to prevent fraudulent tickets. For more information, go to brewers.com.
This is so exciting. What a season it's been. It rolls on. Well, here's an update on our Coats for Kids collection. We're close to our first 1,000 donations in the Coats for Kids campaign this year. Thank you, everybody who's given us a coat or some winter gear to help make the community warm this winter. The campaign is off to a great start. And we also want to give a shout out to our partners at Clinky Cleaners. They are cleaning every donated item for free, and also the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County, who organized the coats for distribution in October.
The clubs still need volunteer help. Sign up for an hour or two at channel3000.com/coats for kids. When I was out there, one of the reps from Boys and Girls Club said it was the best first day they've had. So a lot of people turned up, and thank you everyone for your generosity. That was wonderful.
And that's amazing considering the weather.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to be thinking about winter coming, but it'll be here before you know it. And the distribution begins on October 14th, and that's always a great day.
Yeah. What I love about that is families can go and pick out what they want, and it's you know how it is. It's always fun when you're shopping for something new to you. It's very exciting.
Exactly, especially the kids.
Yeah.
And we'll all be there. We're going to be helping with the distribution, so we hope you'll keep collecting the coats. You can drop them off at any Dane County area Clinky Cleaners, or we have a barrel here at the News 3 studios. You can stop by and donate a coat, and then hope to see you there.
Doing some good in the community. Thanks, everyone. Coming up on Live at 4, a Sun Prairie principal is facing an investigation from the Department of Public Instruction.
Plus, President Trump's visit to the UK could have ended in tragedy. We'll tell you why a flight path mistake put hundreds at risk.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Welcome to Live at 4 on this mid-September day. That feels more like midsummer.
It does. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Have you been singing, humming Lady Gaga to yourself all day long?
Just to myself. I won't inflict that on anyone else. I'll let her be the star, and I went to the concert over the weekend in Chicago, and it was really wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad you had a good time.
And back to this heat. We have the weather words, warm and sunny for most. They're enjoying it out there, kayaking, canoeing.
What a great shot that is. We have to just take advantage of this time. I wish we could bottle it for later this year, but it's been beautiful, warm, and very little rain. Jacob is out on the patio, and he's watching a little rain to the west of us, right, Jacob?
Yeah, right now we are seeing that shower activity for places closer to the Mississippi River, but most of the area is very dry right now. In fact, it looks like the entire area is dry with that rain kind of staying to the west of the Mississippi in general. Now, there is quite a bit of rain across Iowa, and although it may look like this could move into our area, it's really not, and it's kind of going to dissipate as it gets closer to Wisconsin anyways. So really the only chance of rain for the next few hours will be those areas off to the west and potentially to the north. Now, this kind of forecast will continue for Thursday with a chance of rain for areas to the west, but staying fairly dry for Madison and surrounding areas with a little bit of cloud cover here and there. But looking at the current temperatures, we are still easily in the 80s, but noticeably cooler where that rain is occurring. And we're going to have one more day of 80s before we do cool down. And that's going to also lead to another fairly mild night, lows only around 60, a little bit more cloud cover, but still going to be pretty clear. And as we take a look at the forecast for tomorrow, again, another day in the 80s, but as I mentioned, this is going to be kind of the last day that we see consistent 80s across the board. So I'll talk more detail about the little cool down. Not going to be a big dramatic cool down, but certainly cooler temperatures. I'll have that a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. The Sun Prairie West High School principal who was removed amid an investigation into handling allegations of sexual misconduct now faces scrutiny from state licensing authorities.
Jennifer Ploger, principal since 2022, has both her teaching and administrative licenses under investigation by the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. Multiple staff members were placed on leave last month while police and an independent investigator looked into how former Dean Robert Gilkey-Meisgeyer's alleged crimes were handled. Gilkey-Meisgeyer is accused of sexual acts with students and secretly filming people on campus. He pleaded not guilty this month.
Some unsettling moments as President Trump was on his way to England. A mid-air incident happened when a Spirit Airlines flight had to be told to get out of the way of Air Force One. Air traffic controllers ordered Spirit Flight 1300 to pay attention and change course after they were flying toward Air Force One over Long Island. At one point, the planes were flying parallel, about 8 miles apart. Tonight, President Trump will join British royalty at a state dinner in an unprecedented second UK state visit.
In more local news, smiles all around at the American Family Children's Hospital as superheroes washed the hospital's windows. Wonder Woman, along with several other superheroes, scaled the walls of the hospital to spread some cheer by waving at patients and families while rappelling outside. Can you imagine how fun this is to see?
Oh, I love it. It makes me cry. It's so sweet.
Oh, the heroes or technicians from Green Window Cleaning Service spent the day cleaning.
It's amazing to be here and be some sort of joy to other people's lives and be interacting in that, considering that most of the time what we do is it's a very dirty job, so it's really cool to just be here and interacting and then seeing everyone smile and laugh and joke around.
That's an important part of healing, having a little bit of joy. Added, this is her first job that has offered this type of opportunity, and she was happy to help the kids in whichever way she could.
Love it. Well, Verona is introducing a new leaf vacuum truck to make that fall leaf pickup faster and also to help protect our local waterways. You can check it out next Tuesday. It'll be at the Verona Public Library from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Public Works staff will show you how it works, and they'll explain all of the new guidelines, and they'll let the kids help name the truck. That'll be pretty exciting, and there will also be treats and giveaways.
And that's all a part of Wisconsin Stormwater Week happening next week. It comes with events all over the county and state as a way to educate people about stormwater sources and pollution prevention. On Saturday, there will be a Yahara River Fall cleanup at Veterans Memorial Park in DeForest at 10. You can find a full list of webinars and other events on the City of Middleton website.
Today, staff at Ascending Education Group participated in an immersive event designed to help them better understand the challenges faced by people who are re-entering society after they've been incarcerated. The program, hosted by Just Dane, puts participants in the shoes of formerly incarcerated individuals, highlighting the obstacles they encounter as they work to rebuild their lives.
Each person who is part of the program adopts a persona, and then they go through the steps that a person would go through. And so they have stations that people go through, and there's lots of twists and turns. It's a tough process, it's chaotic, and so we're just seeing people really develop that deeper understanding of what it really is.
The program is intended to highlight the 2/3 of formerly incarcerated people being re-arrested within 3 years. Areas of focus include obstacles around housing, transportation, employment, education, and healthcare.
Well, this Thursday, so tomorrow, the Luke Bryan Farm Tour is returning to Klondike Farms in Brooklyn. More than 13,000 people are expected at the event, which will cause significant delays near Brooklyn and Oregon. The county says parking will be at the intersection of Highways 92 and 14 and will open at 2. All roads will be open to traffic, but are expected to be congested and slow moving. Many deputies will be in the area helping direct traffic, and the sheriff's office strongly suggests anyone not going to the concert, you might want to take a different route.
The Madison Call for Action team is holding a telethon tomorrow afternoon. It's hosted by our Michelle Renee Quinn. It will be tomorrow from 4 to 6:30. Our Call for Action volunteers will be in the building so that they can take action on your behalf. And as always, you can call for action every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1. The number is on your screen, or you can submit a claim anytime online at channel3000.com. WISC-TV.com/call-for-action.
Well, next on Live at 4, we talk with former Calls for Action clients and their journeys to becoming volunteers.
The solved case that inspired them to become a Call for Action volunteer, and how you can help if you're in a similar situation.
And the warm weather is sticking around for the time being, but we will gradually start to cool down with a chance of isolated showers or even thunderstorms. That's ahead in the complete First Warn forecast.
And yet another candidate has tossed their hat into the ring in the race for Wisconsin governor. We'll talk about how this Madison native is offering a different view on the Democratic ticket. That's still to come.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Welcome back. Joining me today is Call for Action volunteer Jane, and today her husband is joining us as well because both were former Call for Action clients. So Call for Action's help made you want to become a volunteer, and we'll get to that, but let's first talk about the case that made you guys kind of get into this position in the first place.
Bill from Budget Rental took them back and told a different story.
We didn't put a lot of miles on it. We parked, and I searched for a person to check in, but they were far away and too busy to come and look at the car. So they said, leave the keys and go.
We got an email from them telling us we had done the damage to the car, and I said, no way, we didn't do that. So we needed help because we weren't getting anywhere just by ourselves. So Call for Action was suggested to me by a friend, and I called, and they took off with it, and they were a lifesaver to us because they were able to get the case canceled because we hadn't done anything wrong. All they needed was a phone call and saying they were Channel 3000, and the person called us up and said, oh, sorry, it's just a
clerical error.
Yeah, and we were like, really? Okay.
Aside from Channel 3000, was there any type of, did you guys need to provide any documentation, or was it just that simple?
No, we had pictures, documentation of what they said had happened, and we had mileage before and after, which was very discrepancy.
There's a lot more miles on the car than when we dropped it off.
Yeah.
And the car was really damaged severely, like $10,000. We did some work on our own, and the body guy said, oh yeah, that's like 10 grand, easy. And they only wanted 2,000. So the whole story just sounded like, what's going on here?
Right.
And so I think they probably, the insurance company was willing to pay the $2,000. No questions asked, and we said we didn't do the damage, and then our deductible goes up and our insurance goes up, and I think some other people probably have had this done.
So what is the lesson here? What steps did you guys take that ended up saving you or helping you, and what advice do you have for consumers who might be in a similar situation?
Take pictures of the car when you drop it off if there's nobody there to. We're old school, and the person would come around, go around the car with you and check it and say everything's fine. So I would take a picture of the mileage, the picture of the date.
Yeah, photo the car inside and out.
Now we know.
Now you know, and now other consumers know as well. So this is the case that kind of sparked your interest, and now you're one of our active volunteers. Right. You're going to be with us at the telethon later this week. So what is it that you like about being a volunteer? Can you just tell me a little bit about your experience so far?
I want to give back to people. They were able to help me or us, and I want to be able to do that for people. And I've had some cases where I've actually helped people out quite a bit. And it's not everything's successful, and every scam is not fixable, but I enjoy it. It's really interesting, all the things, and the people I work with are spectacular. So
I can concur.
Yes.
The people in Call for Action, you guys are incredible, and you do help a lot of people. So can we expect you at the telethon for sure tomorrow?
Yes, we're here.
All right, so be sure to call during our telethon or tune in tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll be hosting the telethon. Jane will join me, Jackie will be there, and that's all for now.
Michelle, Renee, thank you so much. We're looking forward to it, and it's a great opportunity. Everybody, don't miss it tomorrow. Jane's story is something that can happen to anyone, and if you don't do damage, you won't want your insurance to pay for something like this, because that could result in a deductible payment for you and higher interest rates.
Well, the Call for Action telethon again is tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So for anyone who works during the day, this is a great opportunity to call in and get your consumer advice. We want to hear from from you, everyone. Well, coming up on Live at 4, Madison native says she will be the wild card in Wisconsin's upcoming governor race. How she plans to offer something different for the Democratic ticket. Well, we are taking a live look at St. Louis, Missouri, where this Friday Boeing union workers on strike will be voting on a settlement that offers 8% raises and a $10,000 bonus for employees. So far, they've rejected 3 contracts. Meanwhile, look at that nice view.
Beautiful shot. Great shot of the arch. Well, another Madison lawmaker has joined the ever-growing Democratic field to replace Governor Tony Evers.
Representative Francesca Hong announced her candidacy today. AJ Bayatpour from our affiliate station in Milwaukee shows us.
This is a purple state, almost 50-50 in these statewide contests. How concerned are you that the label of socialist is not going to play statewide?
Safety, care for working class people here in Wisconsin. It is about having policies that deliver for their communities.
Representative Francesca Hong, who's been in the Assembly since 2020, believes she can connect with voters in a unique way because she's served many of them as a chef and bartender.
Wisconsinites work so hard. They hustle, and I think they deserve a governor who hustles. I am a single mom working multiple jobs, and I'm a service industry worker through and through.
Early in her political career, Hong drew attention for her use of profanity in social posts. As we met in a Madison coffee shop, she hinted too many people in government are too timid.
We know that better is possible when we have bold policies that do not rely on incrementalism, but meet the moment of right now.
Hong supports universal child care and a substantial increase in funding for public schools. She maintains it would be worth the massive increase in state spending that would require.
The receipts are going to be with the people who are going to speak clearly to when their public school is adequately funding, the number of educators and families who can point to more jobs created.
However, Hong says something else would be her most immediate priority as governor.
The first thing that I would do is to ensure that we pass common sense gun safety laws. And so background checks, ensuring that we have extreme risk protection orders in place.
In a political environment that is now even more tense after the slaying of Charlie Kirk, Hong, like other Wisconsin Democrats, calls for empathy and also gun reform.
There are going to be people who watch this and they're going to wonder, we're seeing people on the left who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. What do you say to that?
A wife lost her husband, kids no longer have a dad. This does not have to be a condemnation of who died, but the broader impact of gun violence in this entire country.
That was AJ Bayatpour reporting. Francesca Hong joins Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Senator Kelda Roys, and Ryan Sternad as Democrats in the governor's race. Alongside them are Bill Berrien and Josh Schoeman on the Republican ticket. The primary election is in about 11 months on August 11th.
And as the election is heating up, we're kind of hoping for a cool down, and we have been getting some viewer reports. It's been getting pretty dry. Jacob, are we looking at any rain?
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a good chance of rain for the end of this week and throughout the weekend. And tomorrow does look like it will be the last day, at least consistently in the 80s. We could see a few other days in the 80s next week, but not quite as widespread as we will see tomorrow and what we have seen for the past week. We're going to see more 70s in the forecast for the weekend. Now let's talk about that chance of rainfall. So taking a look at the forecast for tonight, we're going to continue to see the chance of some showers for areas to the west and also areas far off to the north. Madison and surrounding areas still expected to be dry, and this is going to continue into Thursday as well. Chance of rain for areas to the west and north, but not as much in far southern Wisconsin. Now Thursday night into Friday morning, that's when we could see a few of these showers begin to move further to the east. But even Friday Friday morning, the best chance of rain will still be for areas off to the west. Later in the day Friday, though, we are going to see that rain continue to push to the east and develop, possibly bringing in some of that rain and a few thunderstorms for Madison and surrounding areas. And then this is going to continue into Friday night. And from there throughout the weekend, we are expecting just on and off showers and thunderstorms, not consistent rain all weekend, but the chance of rain will be there all weekend. So taking a look at the extended rainfall forecast for the weekend, we're expecting more showers and a few storms for later in the day Saturday. And this is going to be the case for Sunday as well. For the weekend, the best chance of rain right now looks to be kind of later in the day and into the evening. And then we could also see some of that rain into Monday as well. This will also cool the temperatures down. Highs will be in the 70s throughout the weekend and for much of next week. But as you can see, these 70s that are in the forecast still above average for this time of the year. Now, before I show you the 10-day forecast, let's take another look at the Badger football game forecast. Although the better chance of rain will be later in the day and the game is at 11, we're still going to see a good chance of some shower activity. It likely will be on and off, although we have it that the chance of rain will be there throughout the entire game. It likely isn't going to rain all game, but we are going to likely see some of those on and off showers and possibly a few storms, although the better chance of storms will be a little bit later in the day. So by the end of the game, that's when you'll see the better chance of rain. But in general, just be prepared for the rainfall if you plan on attending. Now, again, the rain chance is going to continue for most of Sunday as well. Once we get to the work week, the rain chance drops a little bit. Still going to kind of be there for Monday and Tuesday, and then later in the week it does look to dry up, but not going to see as many 80s, but still going to be fairly warm at times and certainly comfortable with a lot of 70s in the forecast.
A man was making a pit stop at a gas station, very relatable, but he had a terrifying close call.
Yep, an out-of-control car jumped the curb and came right toward him. Jeremy Roth has today's. Take a look at this.
Watch a man just barely dodge an out-of-control vehicle as it crashes at a Nebraska gas station. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says the man seen in the video was washing his windshield when the vehicle came careening into view. As it hits the curb and flips onto its side, the man just narrowly avoids the crashing car, which only grazed his leg before it came to rest. The man is then seen walking over to try and help the driver, whom authorities say escaped the crazy caught-on-cam crash with only minor injuries. They also said they have plans to cite the driver for reckless driving and driving without a license, a valid registration, or proof of insurance. Speaking of near misses, a car crash scene in Florida might have been missed if it weren't for a keen-eared deputy. 2 occupants were trapped in a water-filled embankment after their vehicle was hit and sent into the dark ditch. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said the crash scene was not visible from the roadway, so deputies used their ears to follow the sound of the car's horn, locating the wreckage in the water and pulling the victims to safety. Finally, one more caught-on-cam rescue. Watch rescuers rescue a rescue dog. Sorry, too many rescues there. Responding to a reported house fire in Aurora, Illinois, officers found the adopted dog in a smoke-filled room, and then, because he is such a good, smart boy, you can see the dog lead the officer through the house directly to his leash, which the officer then used to take the pup to safety. The family later thanked rescuers for saving their beloved pet, whom they said enjoys snuggling, sleeping, peanut butter, and snoring loudly. Who doesn't? For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Wow, that
happy endings all the way around.
And that first man had some Tom Cruise reflexes
yes,
there.
He did.
We both gasped. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, tomorrow on Live at 4, we will be interviewing volunteers and guests for our Call for Action telethon, how our volunteers could help you. And later on News 3 Now at 5, we look into the impacts of a homeless encampment closing in Madison, how many individuals it affects, and why the funding ran out. Well, thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Remember, you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.